something that always burns my butt is when I get a compliment for how put together I look or how nice I dress. I was livid when I got that as an award in my program. I was livid.
Wait, it was an award?
I'm in a whole PhD program, and the superlative that you want to give me is that I dress nice. Not that I am killing in cultural competency and diversity. Not that I always, y'all, for real, like my skill, I might be, I have my challenges with writing, but my skill is conceptualization. Anybody will tell you that. And you gave me an award for how nice I look and how nice I look. You have to understand what conceptualization is clearly a thinking skill. Meaning when I tell y'all my conceptualizations were on point and you gave me an award because I look nice. Ooh. So for the women who are not of color, they're probably thinking, yeah, I have that experience too. So you can relate to that on one level. Yeah. Now let me take it to a higher level and show you the nuance of not only do you not see me as a thoughtful person, I'm less educated, but now you're also awarding me because I can pull myself together as a Black person. Does you expect me to look dirty? What that? And if you've ever been in any clinical program and we have conversations about how you present yourself, that's a part of your presentation as a clinician. And this is, everybody knows it if you've ever been in a program. If you're a clinician listening to this, you know how there is a complete difference in how a person of color or a Black person presents in a clinical program than traditional white people. There's conversation about the difference in gender, about how women dress versus men dress. Oh, heck yeah. And and again, if I had a panel of Black people and we're having a conversation, it's like, yeah, some of the things that white women were wearing, I wouldn't wear. And it boils down to body.
That does make sense though. Right? Yeah.
But it also boils down to what I carried as a person who was often microaggressed against, or even sometimes my perceived, right? I didn't want to be in the position where somebody pulled me in to say, well, you're not dressing professionally. Right? I had to think about my hair and how I wore my hair. And I had a conversation with a woman who, a colleague of mine, when I did something like a puff out with my hair or something, I think it was braids, because as a Black person, I change my hair all the time. I actually had to tell my clinician, my supervisor, like, hey, I'm going to change my hair all the time because there's a conversation about whether or not changing your hair can impact therapy. So she and I had a conversation like, you should wear your hair like that all the time. And I was like, yeah, I probably can't. It was during the summer period when I didn't have as many clients. And I said, I probably can't because, and I gave her a list of things that she didn't understand. Wow. So these are things that are intended well, like somebody thought that was great for me and I was completely offended. And one could say, well, you're being sensitive, or, you're not open to positive feedback, or all these things that you can say. But that person not knowing the nuances of this, again, not that you intended anything to happen, but that's the intention. And now take that and look at how often that occurs. And then you can see the microaggression. That is not in this isolated incident. This is, if I went back 50 years and talked to Black people who were in that program, or other Black women across the nation, and the superlatives they received, you might find a couple who got it for thoughtfulness. Right. I would then go interview the person who made the suggestion and see what awareness they have of microaggression versus the number of people who don't have that awareness, and how easily and how common it is for that to come up. Yeah. It's so nuanced. It's so subtle.
Yeah, it's very, very subtle.